भूमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna.
Like this, and also they asked you to speak on Pandavanyajala condition.
Oh my God, I don't have much. Anyways, let's see what comes out. Ishwarera tattvayena jvalita jvalana jivera swarupa yaiche spulingera kana. The Lord is like a great blazing fire, and the living entities are like small sparks of that fire. Wow. Should I read the purport? Okay. All the sparks of a big fire are both fire and both have the power to burn. The burning power of the fire and that of the spark are not the same. Why should one artificially try to become like a big fire, although the constitution he is like a small spark? It is due to ignorance. One should therefore understand that neither the Supreme Personality of Godhead nor the small spark-like living entities have anything to do with matter. But when the spiritual spark comes in contact with the material world, his fiery quality is extinguished. This is the position of the conditioned souls. Because they are in touch with the material world, their spiritual quality is almost dead. But because these spiritual sparks are all Krishna's parts and parcels, as the Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita, vahāmyaham, they can revive their original position by getting free from material contact. This is pure philosophical understanding. In the Bhagavad Gita, the spiritual sparks are declared to be Sanatana, eternal. Therefore, the material energy Maya cannot affect their constitutional position. Someone may argue, why is there a need to create that spiritual sparks? The answer is, since the absolute personality of Godhead is omnipotent, he has both unlimited and limited potencies. This is the meaning of omnipotent. To be omnipotent, he must have not only unlimited potencies but limited potencies also. Thus, to exhibit his omnipotency, he displays both. The living entities are endowed with limited potency, although they are part of the Lord. The Lord displays the spiritual world by his unlimited potencies, whereas by his limited potencies, the material world is displayed. Aparayamatastvanyam prakritim vidhyame param jiva bhuta mahabaho yedam dharite jagat. It's a very long purport. Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees who assembled here. With your blessings, I'll speak a few words from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam, just so that we become a little more Krishna conscious. The purpose of whatever we do in spiritual life is to become Krishna conscious. And all these gatherings, sadhu sangha, and all our Shravanam and Kirtanam, Bhajana Kriya, and our scriptural study, our chanting of holy names, our performing of different austerities, all these are meant to make us more and more Krishna conscious. As the shloka that we just read teaches us that our constitutional position is a servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupahe Krishnera Nityadas. While the Lord is like a great forest fire, and we are like small sparks of that fire. While the Lord is like a great gigantic ocean, we are like small drops of that ocean. The chemical composition of little drop of water and the great ocean are same. However, the quantity is different. Qualitatively, we are one and the same, but qualitatively we are one and the same, but quantitatively we are different. And that's the basis of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. The Lord and we are different from each other in terms of quantity. We are same. We are all spirit souls. He is spiritual and we are spiritual. He is eternal, we are eternal. He is Satchidananda, we are Satchidananda. But He is Vibhu and we are Anu. He is infinite and we are infinitesimal. That's the difference. And the greatest ecstasy of an infinitesimal living entity is to be engaged in the service of the infinite Lord. That's the whole purpose of our existence. To be engaged and utilized in some seva to the Supreme Lord. That's all we want, nothing else. And that's the purpose of life. Jivera Swarupahe Krishnera Nityadas. Yesterday we were discussing the conception of being a servant of Krishna is the greatest ecstasy of a living being. Krishna Dasa Abhimane Ananda Sindhu Koti Brahma Sukha Nahi Tara Eka Bindu. The Abhiman, the conception of being a servant of Krishna, will plunge us into an ocean of happiness that even an ocean of Brahmananda becomes insignificant in comparison to even a drop of Bhakti Ananda. That's what Dhruva Maharaj speaks in his prayers. Yanirvritis tanubhritam tavapada padma dhyanat bhavat janakatha sravanena vasya sa brahmani sva mahimanyapi nathamabhut kintu antatasi lulitat patatam himanat. If happiness has to be attained, it can be attained only in two ways. Number one, tavapada padma dhyanat, by meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. Number two, bhavajjana katha sravanena vasyat, by hearing Harikatha in the company of devotees of Krishna. That's how happiness is attained. All other sources of happiness are insubstantial and incompatible with the very core of our existence as souls. Incompatible happiness. When you take a fish out of water and put that fish in an AC room, give pizza to the fish, burger to the fish, give diamond necklaces to the fish, offer shawls, offer garlands, offer sandalwood pulp to the fish, or get a fish of opposite gender and keep it next to the fish. You offer dhanam, janam, sundarim, you give everything to the fish. But what's the use of offering all those things when the fish is out of water? All the fish wants is, please put me back in water. That's all. Nothing else. I don't want your pizza. I don't want your burger. I don't want your diamond necklaces. I don't want your cars and bungalows. I don't want iPhones. I just want life. That is life of a devotee. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Macchitta, my devotees are completely absorbed in thinking of me. Madgata prana, they have dedicated their life, their prana, life towards me. And Acharya is right, a commentary on this, just this one word prana. What is this prana? They give a simple explanation. Devotees feel that Krishna Katha or associating with devotees and discussing about Krishna is their prana. When they don't have access to that opportunity to associate with devotees, they think that they're losing their prana just like a fish out of water. This fish out of water example comes from there. So devotees feel that we are fishes out of water in the when we lack the association of Vaishnavas. That's why even great devotees, pure devotees like Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, you can increase. Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Lord Shiva, and Prachetas, Kunti Maharani, and many such wonderful exalted devotees, even when they were standing right in front of the Lord and having his darshan as a result of the intense austerities and devotional service they have done, you know what they aspired for? Oh Lord, please give us association of your devotees. Nothing else. Even if we have to take birth again in this material world, we don't mind. Parikshit Maharaj, what did he ask? Punascha bhuyad bhagavatyanante ratihi prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yamyam upayami srishtihim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijebhyah. Punascha bhuyad bhagavatyanante. Oh Lord, if I have to take birth again in this world, I have absolutely no problem. I can take birth. I am not aspiring for liberation. Because of the mistake that I have committed, by putting a dead snake around Semi-Krish's neck, if I need to die, no problem, let me die. If I have to take birth again after my death, no problem, let me take birth again. But I want only three things. What is that? Number one, Bhagavatyanante ratihi. I want love for the Lord. Number two, Prasangascha tadashrayeshu. I want the shelter of the association of devotees. Number three, Maitriyastu sarvatra. I want friendly relationships with all living entities. Three desires of Parikshit Maharaj. What are the three desires?
For the Lord,
Association with the devotees.
friendship.
Super hot. Don't make it super cold. It's little bit of cold water. Love for the Lord, association of devotees, and friendly relationships with all living entities. There is another instance. You know, Krishna, he was traveling in Mathura city. There he found this Sudama florist. And Sudama florist offered him garlands. And the Lord said, ask whatever you want. And Sudama florist said, Sopi vavre chalam bhaktim tasmin eva akhilatmani tad bhakteshu cha sauhardam bhuteshu cha dayam param. He said, I want only three things, O Lord. Number one, achalam bhaktim, unmotivated bhakti without any distractions. Achalam bhaktim. Chala means chanchal, distractions, lack of concentration, no focus. But achala means completely focused and concentrated bhakti. Achalam bhaktim. Then sopi vavre achalam bhaktim tasmin yevakhilatmani tad bhakteshu cha sauhardam. I want friendly relationships with all the devotees, bhaktas of the Lord. Then tad bhakteshu cha sauhardam bhuteshu cha dayam param. I want compassionate feelings towards common living entities, compassion towards all living beings. So this is what he wanted. So devotees are aspiring for association of devotees and love for the Lord and friendly relations with all living entities, to be kind, compassionate. So this is the aspiration. When we have unmotivated and uninterrupted, let's go into these desires, the common aspirations of all devotees. When we have this unmotivated, uninterrupted, selfless, focused, determined bhakti unto Krishna, you know what is the result? Ananyaschintayanto mam ye janah paryupasati tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga-kṣhemam vahāmyaham. Ananyaschintayanto mam. Those people who, without thinking of anything else, just focus only on Krishna. Ye janah paryupasati. Those who completely worship the Lord without any distractions. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam, or such people who are totally focused on bhakti, yoga-kṣhemam vahāmyaham. I take care of all their needs. I supply whatever they lack and I preserve whatever they have. What does it mean? Krishna will supply whatever devotees don't have, and Krishna will keep whatever the devotees have. And why should Krishna? In fact, yoga-kṣhemam vahāmyaham. Let's go into each and every word. Yoga means our attempt to connect with the Lord. That is yoga, right? Linking our consciousness with the Supreme Lord. Kshema means prosperity, which the Lord gives in reciprocation with our devotional service. Yoga-kṣhema. Vahami means I will carry the burden. Vahami means carrying. I will carry the burden of the responsibility of the maintenance of my devotees. Aham means I will personally. I will not outsource it to any devatas or even my incarnations. I will personally carry the burden. One great devotee named Arjunacharya read this shloka. In fact, he was writing a commentary on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and he came to this shloka and he felt that why should the Lord personally carry the burden of the responsibility of maintenance of his devotees? How is it justified? Not that he's doubting the Lord's intentions, but he's a bit uncomfortable to hear that, to read that the Lord is carrying the burden of my maintenance. So he has just cut the line, right? He has stricken off the line. I think this is not proper. His habit is to go out and beg and then bring some food by lunchtime so that his wife can cook, prepare some meal and eat. So that day he was deeply thinking about this shloka, yoga-kṣhemam vahāmyaham, and he just could not go for begging on time. So after thinking about this shloka for a long time, then he went out late for begging. And by the time all the devotees or the people, householders in that locality, they ate their food, they cleaned their pots, and they were taking rest. He could not get anything. He was going house after house to beg some food, but he did not get anything. See, a great commentator writing commentary on Bhagavad Gita, but is begging food. This is Brahmana spirit. They have great knowledge. They can distribute knowledge everywhere, but they themselves live a life of simplicity and they live like beggars, even if they have families. So while he was going door to door begging for food, two little boys, one in dark complexion, one in fair complexion, came with so many food items, so many ingredients, vegetables and grains, spices. They were carrying on their backs. Vahāmyaham. They were carrying on their backs and came to Arjunacharya's home and knocked the door. Wife opened the door, found two little boys and asked, "Who are you?" What are these ingredients? Then the boys said, we are the disciples of Arjunacharya. We have come here because Arjunacharya had sent us with all these ingredients. We have carried all these food items for you. Please accept. Please do it fast. Otherwise, he will punish us. He's very strict. He's very harsh. He'll punish us. Then Arjunacharya's wife said, yeah, I can take this if my husband had sent them. But I cannot trust your words when you're saying that my husband will punish little boys like you. Then the dark boy very enthusiastically turned and showed his back. Look at my back. So there are so many marks of beating. No, boys don't have that experience of being beaten up by parents or teachers, but we had. Our mothers and fathers and teachers have punished us sufficiently. We had marks on our backs, or hands, or legs. We have all that. Yeah, we have all of that. So, in those days, teachers are authorized to punish, even physically also. Anyone here, elders here, anyone had been beaten up by parents? Quite a few of you. We have that experience. It's a sweet experience. Anyways, she said, I can't believe. Then the boy very intelligently showed all the marks of beatings on his back, and she became very furious. She said, my husband is treating young children like this. How hard-headed he is. She immediately went and just have little sandalwood pulp. She just applied on the back of this little child and said, don't worry, it will go away. You'll be all right in just 1 or 2 days. And she sent the boys and took the ingredients, started cooking, and started eating also. By the time Vajracharya came with empty hands, nothing was there in his hands. Then Arjunacharya noticed something peculiar in her. Daily she would cook and lovingly feed me, and then she will eat. That's her habit. But today she is eating before even feeding me, and on top of it, she is very disrespectful towards me. She is very neglectful towards me. What happened today? He asked. First question is, why are you so neglectful towards me? Second question is, where did you get all these ingredients? He did not ask the third question, why are you eating before me? He just asked, where did you get all the ingredients for food? Maybe she's hungry, let her eat. I'm not bothered about it, but where did you get all this food? Then she said, your disciples only brought. My disciples? I never sent my disciples. You started beating kids and you're also lying also. Your disciples have sent, and they said you are so strict also. You are making them carry so much burden, and you would beat them also. Then Arjunacharya got some hint, and he asked, how do the boys look like? One dark and one pale. Okay. Tell me the features. She started describing the features of the boys. So that resembled Krishna and Balram, naturally. And he went inside his home and opened his book. He read the line, yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. Earlier he cut down that line, right? All the cutting marks disappeared. Yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham again manifested. The Lord personally carried the burden of the responsibility of the maintenance of Arjunacharya's family, and personally carried food for his devotee to prove his words true. Yes, whatever I said in Bhagavad Gita is true. Don't misunderstand me. Don't have lack of trust on my words. When I say I carry the burden of the maintenance of my devotees, I will do it. You should not worry about it. So Arjunacharya felt very guilty, and he went back to his wife and said, you are so fortunate. You are extremely fortunate. Although I am writing commentary on Bhagavad Gita, I could not keep sufficient faith in the words of Krishna. But Krishna came and gave you darshan. Balramji gave you darshan. You are so fortunate. Sometimes by doing some simple, menial, humble services, acting as a servant of a servant, we may get more mercy of the Lord than the direct servants of the Lord. Right? So this housewife, this simple lady, she is not a scholar like Arjunacharya. She is not a philosopher or a commentator like Arjunacharya. But she had simple faith in her husband, and she was rendering service to her husband, and Krishna blessed her with his darshan while her husband was deprived of darshan. So we should never have any superiority complex over anyone who is doing simple services or menial services. Anyways, let's come back to yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham again. Yoga is our attempt to connect with Krishna. Kshema means the blessing that Krishna will give, the prosperity or the reciprocation that Krishna does give to us. Vahāmyaham, Krishna will protect both. What does it mean? Krishna will protect our yoga also. Means Krishna will protect our inspiration to render service to him also. Whatever little inspiration or inclination we have to perform bhakti is also coming from Krishna. We cannot take credit for that also. Krishna will personally inspire us to serve him, or Krishna will induce his devotee to come and train us in bhakti. We cannot take credit even for our ability or inspiration to serve Krishna and love Krishna and do bhakti unto Krishna also. The best example is Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was insulted by his stepmother, Suruchi. And Suniti instructed him, my dear child, whatever desire you may have, you should worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Suniti is a pure Vaishnavi. She is a great devotee. And she is the woman behind the success of this man, Dhruva. So she instructed him, and Dhruva just went into the forest without informing anyone. Again, the Lord instigated Narada Muni, you go and guide Dhruva, or how exactly he has to perform bhakti. His mother only told him, you worship Krishna, but more details you have to go and give. Narada Muni came and told, you go to Vrindavan, you go to Madhuban, go on the bank of Yamuna, chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and worship the Lord. And he followed the process. After 6 months, he got the darshan of the Lord also. Then, Dhruva, as soon as he saw the Lord, he wanted to offer prayers. But being a small child, 5-year-old boy, not so well versed in Sanskrit grammar or even language also completely, no poetic abilities, no experience, no knowledge, but had a desire to offer prayers to the Lord. Noticing that desire, the Lord took his conch and touched the forehead of Dhruva. Entire Vedic knowledge has been revealed to Dhruva just by the touch, USB transfer. Right? You put one wire and another wire, you can just connect these two wires and all the data from here to there. You just go away. This is an actual connection. This is only touching like this. Bluetooth transfer or whatever you may call, airdrop, Mac. Right? Somehow all the knowledge has been transferred. And Dhruva offered prayers. The desire to offer prayers to the Lord was Dhruva's part. The ability to offer prayers, the knowledge that is required to offer prayers is given by the Lord. Okay. And even the desire also is created by the Lord in one sense, if you remember. Because the desire is planted by another devotee. Who is that? Suniti Mata and Narada Muni. Right? His mother and his teacher, his guru, implanted that seed of inspiration in Dhruva Maharaj. So we cannot take credit even for our own devotional service. Yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham means I will protect your inspiration to practice bhakti also. Sometimes we get little distracted in bhakti. Anyone gets distracted in bhakti? Either because of social media or because of so many other temptations and tribulations and allurements in this world, power, position, we get distracted. When we get distracted in bhakti, when we get deviated in bhakti, either momentarily or for a long time, who will bring us back to bhakti? It is Krishna. Krishna will inspire some devotee. Oh, he's getting distracted. Just pull him back, pull him back. Like that. Therefore, we need to keep ourselves in the association of devotees and under the guidance of devotees. A struggling sadhaka is like a flying kite. You understand? Flying kite. Very colorful kites are there, especially in Sankranti time. So many kids in India, they keep flying kites. Did you ever fly kite? You flew kite? So what are some of the measures that you need to take to keep the kite flying high in the sky so nicely without just bumping into another kite or without getting stuck in a big tall tree, without being swayed away by wind. The kite should fly high, nicely decorating the sky. What are some of the measures that you take to keep the kite high like that? Anyone? You need to pull the thread and release the thread very expertly. If you are not holding the thread properly and then just moving the kite according to the movements of the wind and movements of the other kites and also movements of the trees, so you may lose your kite forever also. The kite will fly high so nicely and decorating the sky only when an expert person pulls and releases the string properly, right? If he's not expert, then we'll lose the kite. And that expert person who is holding your rope is Guru. He's a senior Vaishnava, an experienced, mature, well-wishing Vaishnava who is guiding us. Otherwise, we will get lost. We may think we know everything. The flight may think, and the kite may think, let me go a little higher. But the person who is flying the kite knows, should I release the rope or pull the rope back? Why is he pulling me down? Don't pull me down. I want to go up. No. If you go up, you will be lost. They know. Therefore, we need to keep ourselves under the guidance of senior devotees who are genuine well-wishers, right? So, sometimes the kite may not have desire to go higher, but the person who is flying the kite may release the rope unnecessarily. He's not doing it expertly. And this kite will collide with other kites and will get destroyed. So we need to keep ourselves in the hands of mature people and not immature guides. If the person who is flying the kite is not reliable, not experienced, even before the kite gets destroyed, he will only destroy the kite. How many times you have seen kites just being lost, or just bumping into some trees, getting lost, and the person who is flying the kite will cry. So we need to keep ourselves under the expert guidance of experienced well-wishers, not those people who try to exploit us. And when the flight is flying so high in the sky, who gets the credit? The person who is holding the rope of the kite, right? He gets the credit. For him to get the credit, for him to become popular, he will keep on releasing, go high, go high, go high. And the kite has no ability to go high, right? So we need to keep ourselves under the guidance of expert well-wishers and not people who try to use us or manipulate us or exploit us to get their things done. Material masters are like that. They use us to get their things done. They delegate things. You do this for me. But spiritual masters, they don't use us. They engage us in Krishna's service. They are well-wishers, right? So material master is one who exploits the subordinates for one's own selfish purposes. Spiritual masters are those people who genuinely take pleasure in the spiritual advancement of the disciples or whomever they are guiding. We need spiritual guidance. When you're going in a car, you keep this Google Maps on. And the Google Map is showing some path, optimal path to your destination. But sometimes you are talking to somebody, you take a left turn or a right turn, which is not the right path. What will the Google Maps do? It will again realign the path, recalculate the path, optimal path to your destination, and keep you back on track. You may lose 5-10 minutes because of taking that wrong turn, but you are back on track. Similarly, whenever we deviate here and there from the path of bhakti, the devotees will bring us back on track. Ultimately, the Lord will inspire a pure devotee to keep us back on track. I'm not advertising Google Maps. I'm only saying, just to give a relatable, modern, contemporary example, a good spiritual guide, spiritual mentor is like a Google Map, guiding us to the right destination, right? Whenever we get deviated, They will bring us back on track. Imagine you're going to a new place, you don't know the way, and Google Map is not there. You don't find so many people outside. At least in India, you'll feel whenever you want to take a left and there are 100 people standing on the on the road, you can say, hey, Bhaiya, where am I supposed to go? Take a left and a right, and they will say, you go this way. But I can't see any people around, only cars around. When you're traveling here, hardly you see a single human being walking there. And even if a human being walks there, they are with a dog. So difficult to find path. Therefore, you need these maps. Similarly, in this material world, you can't find a proper well-wisher in this world. There are so many people around, materialistic people, they cannot guide us on the right path. And even if they happen to guide us in a certain way, they may have certain exploitative mentalities. That's why Bhagavatam says, Prayen alpayusha samhya kalavasmin yuge janaha mandaha sumanda matayo manda bhagya pipadritaha. Manda, already they are lazy. They are unfortunate. Sumanda matayo, they are guided by more unfortunate people, more exploitative people. Manda bhagya, very unfortunate. Upadrita, highly disturbed. That's the nature of Kali Yuga people. Therefore, to keep ourselves in the association of devotees who bring us back on track is important. And the credit of whatever benefits we are getting in the association of devotees ultimately goes to Krishna. That's why Krishna said, yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. I will take care of your yoga also. To the degree you are inspired to practice bhakti yoga, to that degree I will keep on inspiring you and facilitating your practice of bhakti. Yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. I will personally take care of the maintenance of my devotees through my devotees, other devotees. You know Dhruva Maharaj? Oh, I don't know why I'm referring to Dhruva multiple times, but as an instance. Once Dhruva Maharaj went to Alakapuri to fight with Yakshas when his brother Uttama was killed by a Yaksha. There, he was able to defeat all the Yakshas effortlessly by his powerful military skills. But at one point, all the Yakshas disappeared from the battlefield, again reappeared with greater force by creating so many black arts and different kind of magical illusions. Then Dhruva Maharaj was bewildered. When they were fighting in a straightforward manner, Dhruva was able to defeat them. But when they took to this black arts, Dhruva could not do anything. He was confused, completely, totally bewildered. And who came to his rescue? Some sages came there and said, Dhruva, use Narayana Astra. Then Dhruva chanted Narayana. And he released this Astra, Narayana Astra. Then all the magical illusions have been dispelled. Sometimes, although we are equipped with so much of knowledge and experience, although we are quite seasoned in devotional service, but still we may become so bewildered by Maya that we may even forget to chant the holy names also. Therefore, we need to keep ourselves in the association of devotees, company of devotees, friendship of devotees. Will keep reminding us, please take shelter of holy name. We know that. We know Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. We know the shloka. But we may forget it. We forget to take shelter of holy names of Krishna. The solution to a problem is very simple and we know the solution, but we may not be able to apply the solution without the support of other Vaishnavas. Therefore, no one can independently practice bhakti. And that Sangha of Vaishnavas is a gift of Krishna. Therefore, Krishna said, yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. I will take care of your yoga means by keeping you in the company of devotees. That's why devotees are constantly aspiring, I want association of devotees. Prithu Maharaj said, very beautifully, Nakama yenata tadapyaham kvachinna yatra yushmat charanambujasava mahattamantar hridayan mukhachyuto vidhatsva karanayutameshamevaraha. He said, Oh Lord, I don't want liberation. You know what I want? Mahattamantar hridayan mukhachyuto vidhatsva karana ayutamevasha. I want millions of years to be able to hear Harikatha as spoken by your devotees. Your devotees are speaking Harikatha, just give me millions of years to hear that. You know why? What is the significance of this desire? Why he is asking? In the next shloka he clarifies.
Sa uttama shlokamaham khachyuto vidhatsva karnayutamesha mevaraha smritim punar vismrta tattva vartvanam kuyoginam no vitaratya lamvaraihi. He says that, O Lord, we are conditioned souls who are wandering in this material world with forgetfulness of our own tattva. Vismrta tattva vartmanam. Vartmanam means one who wanders, who goes here and there. In what mode? Vismrta tattva. Vismrta means they have forgotten. Tattva means their own original identity as servants of Krishna. Jiva Swarubhai, Krishna and Nityadas, that is Jiva Tattva. But they forgot that their own original identity is to be servant of Krishna, and they are wandering like mad people in this material world, pursuing material pleasures. Smritim Punar, by hearing Harikatha from pure devotees, our remembrance of our original identities as servants of Krishna is revived. Hearing from devotees, keeping ourselves in the association of devotees will constantly remind us of our original identities as servants of Krishna. Only pure devotees have the power to penetrate through the layers of false ego and ignorance and communicate to us, my dear sir, you are a soul, servant of Krishna, lover of Krishna. Krishna loves you more than anyone else loves you in this entire world. You love Krishna more than anyone else in the entire world. You don't understand it, please hear it. That's what Prabhupada is writing in this purport, which is just right. Therefore, we need to keep ourselves in the company of devotees. Prachetas are saying, Yavat te maya yasprishta brahma mayeha karma bhi tavad bhavat prasanganam sangasyanno bhave bhave. Because of your maya, because of our karma, we may wander in this material world from one species to another species, one planet to another planet, probably one universe to another universe. We will wander, no problem. We don't want release from this birth and death cycle. But what we want is, whichever lifetime we may enter, we just want the association of your devotees. Why? In the company of your devotees, there is constant discussion about Krishna. And by hearing that Harikatha, will be elevated in our consciousness. That's the greatness of Harikatha, hearing Harikatha. When Krishna said, I will protect my devotees, I will supply whatever they lack, means I will supply whatever they need for advancement in bhakti. When Krishna said, I will preserve whatever my devotees have, I will supply whatever they lack, that does not mean a devotee does not have a car, Krishna will supply car. A devotee does not have diamond necklace, Krishna will supply diamond necklace. You give Kantimala, not diamond necklace. A devotee doesn't have so many followers or servants, the Lord will supply servants. That's not the message here. Our devotee has 100 acres of land, the Lord will preserve it. Will the Lord preserve Pandavas Indraprastha? The Lord has taken it away. Bali Maharaj was the master of the three worlds. He's a pure devotee also. As soon as he saw Vamanadev at his doorstep in the sacrificial arena, Bali Maharaj spontaneously had this desire to offer prostrated obeisances to Vamanadev, but because he's acting like the king of demons and his guru Sukracharya was there and many other demons were there, he controlled himself, controlled his emotions, and he did not offer obeisances. He offered obeisances in the mind. Later Bali Maharaj thought, why am I hesitating? I'm a Kshatriya, he's a Brahmana. Let me not identify myself as demon's king. Let me not identify himself as Vishnu. He's a Brahmana boy and I'm a Kshatriya king. I can always go and wash his feet and offer him obeisances. So with this idea, he went and washed the feet of Vamanadev and asked, my dear child, what do you want? The boy said, I want 3 steps of land. 3 steps of land. Once you accept charity from me, you need not accept charity from anyone for the next 10 lifetimes. That much I can offer you. And you are offering me 3 steps of land, that too with the measurement of your little steps. That measurement of my steps is an important word. Bali Maharaj could not understand it initially. He said 3 steps of land, not about according to your measurement of my steps, my foot. So that he could not understand. And in fact, Bali Maharaj thought that this boy is very foolish or inexperienced, not so prudent in understanding what is his real benefit. Your steps are so small, your small child. Yeah. These steps only. Okay. If you cannot give me, you tell me. That Bali Maharaj can only give big charities. He cannot give small charities. I will just go and announce it to everyone. No, you take whatever you want. Then Vamanadev expanded himself into such huge form and occupied the with 2 steps, he occupied the entire universe, all the 3 worlds, as all of you know. Then he asked, where is the 3rd step? And you know what Bali Maharaj did? What Bali Maharaj did, Shivam?
He said the 3rd step is on my head.
On my head. I have a question for you. If Vamanadev could occupy half of the universe with 1 step and remaining half of the universe with another step, how can Bali Maharaj's head be sufficient for the 3rd step? Is his head as big as half of the universe? Huh? Yes. Anyone else? Any other kids here? Yes, Davikram?
So I think Bali Maharaj, I think it was like at Pataloka, right? Like when Bali Maharaj had got pierced into Pataloka. So I think that's where that's how
You got the question?
Now here's the question, like you were saying, like how can the 3rd step be sufficient for Bali Maharaj?
Head.
So
Okay, anyone else? Any adults? Any adults?
I know Prabhu, but
human body and human body.
Okay, yes, Prabhu.
I was thinking like whatever he had, he offered, and if he offered whatever he had, I mean, so that is sufficient for Krishna. Like whatever he had, he said like, okay, that is what I am offering. I have just this, so
Okay, I didn't get it. It's okay. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Any other?
His
Yes.
pride is so large.
Pride is so large. Okay. Good perspective. Yes, Prabhu.
I already heard it, so that's what I'm telling you. So like, as like
He says, I know the right answer.
That's why I don't want to tell you here from you. Prabhu.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, because no, as like
When I ask question, I take a water break. Yeah.
as like farmer sells a land. Even if he sells a land, still that land is you can still stand on the land, but you can still sell the land. And then
The proprietor is greater than the property. Till now, Bali Maharaj offered the property, but when you offer property, proprietor is not offering himself to whoever has accepted the property. Proprietor and property are different, and proprietor is greater than property. In fact, the 3rd step of Bali Maharaj's head is greater than the first 2 steps of the 3 worlds. Right? He's the boss. So if the proprietor is alive, he can acquire more property also if he wants. And on top of it, as Prabhu said, it is Atmanivedanam. He has surrendered his ego. What is that ego? He had slight tinge of pride, not as much pride as Hiranyakashipu or Kamsa, but he had slight tinge of pride that he is a very great charitable person. The Lord proved that you cannot give me charity of even 3 steps. What kind of pride you have? The Lord humbled him. Whenever we are proud, the Lord will humble us. He doesn't like pride. Yesterday we discussed, right? Nijajanasmaya dhvamsanasmita. The Lord doesn't like pride in his devotees. So the Bali Maharaj is a pure devotee, wonderful devotee. But it's slight tinge of pride that I'm a great charitable person. The Lord said that you have given me charity, you have given me a promise, but you cannot keep up this promise. You have given me a check that got bounced. You don't have sufficient bank balance in your account. And when that happens to somebody, he's thoroughly humbled. Just to humble him, he has taken away the property. But if you say the Lord said, yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham, I will supply whatever my devotees don't have and I will preserve whatever my devotees have. And did he preserve whatever Bali Maharaj had? He has taken away everything. So yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham has one little star and stop. We have not noticed in Bhagavad Gita, right? It's invisible. It's also in white color. right? When you type a character in white color on a white page, it's not visible, right? The white star. And nature conditions apply. What is the condition? If it is favorable for advancement in bhakti, then I will supply whatever my devotees don't have. Then I will preserve whatever my devotees have. If it is favorable for their bhakti. Being the proprietor of the three worlds, entire universe, was not favorable for Bali Maharaj's bhakti. Because that is inducing some pride in Bali Maharaj that he is a great charitable person. Therefore, the Lord has taken away his property. In contrast to this example, there is another example. Fruit vendor. She gave few fruits to Krishna, and Krishna filled her basket with so many jewels. Isn't it? Why? Krishna felt that even if I give jewels to this devotee, she will not get distracted from her bhakti. After receiving fruits from Krishna, after giving fruits to Krishna, this lady ran into her home and brought more fruits and offered to Krishna. Not to get more jewels, but to see another smile on Krishna's face. When I give fruits to this child, he will smile so captivatingly. Therefore, I want to give him fruits. Just to see smile on Krishna's face, she is just offering all these fruits. So when the Lord is confident that material prosperity or position or privileges will not distract my devotee from devotional service, then the Lord will give prosperity. Otherwise, he will take away the prosperity. Understand Krishna's statements nicely. The Lord humbled Bali Maharaj by taking away all his property. The Lord also humbled Avanti Brahman by taking away all his property. For devotees, bhakti is everything, nothing else. Tvad bhaktas saritam patim chulukavad khadyotavad bhaskaram merum pashyati lostravat kivaparam bhumi patim bhartyavad chintaratna chayam shila sakalavat kalpadrumam kashtavad samsaram trunarashivat kivaparam deham nijam bharavat tad bhaktah saritam patim chulukavat. For great devotees, saritam pati means even the king of all rivers is like chulukavat, one drop of water. Basically, the devotees are not excited by anything very grand or beautiful or great in this world. Any grandeur of this world is only insignificant speck of dust for a devotee because they're excited with bhakti. You show him a basket full of diamonds. Lostravat, right? It's all pebbles for me. Devotee is not excited with wealth. Tvad bhaktah saritam patim chulukavat khadyotavad bhaskaram. Bhaskara, the shining sun in the sky, is like khadyota, is like a firefly for a devotee. Not that he minimizes the position of sun, but a source of great effulgence is no better than a firefly. I'm not excited with that. Merum pashyati lostravat. Meru means the great Meru mountain is like a small stone for a devotee. Kimaparam bhumi patim bhrutyavat. Bhumi pati means all kings, emperors. They are like bhrityas, servants for a devotee. Chintaratna chayam shila sakalavat. Chintaratna means cintamanis are like stones for a devotee. He doesn't get excited with chintamani stones. Kalpadrumam kashthavat. Kalpadruma means a desire-fulfilling tree. In the heavens, there are some trees called kalpavrukshas or kalpadrumas. You go and ask anything from the tree, it will give you. You ask a harmonium, tree will give you. Trees will only give flowers and fruits, but if you ask harmonium, kalpadruma can give you. You ask for a home, tree will give you. You ask for a phone, tree will give you. Ask for a tripod, tree will give you. Kalpadruma. And you give that kalpadruma, kalpavruksha to a devotee will see that as a kashta, small piece of wood. I don't need it. You know that story? Sanatana Goswami. There's one greedy person who heard that Sanatana Goswami has some Chintamani stone, a special precious stone, Parasmani stone, and that can produce so much gold. Out of his great greed for wealth and gold, This man, greedy man, went to Sanatana Goswami and asked, "Can you please give me that stone parasmani? You are a saint, you are a sadhu, you don't need wealth." Of course, I don't need wealth. Fine, give me that parasmani. Oh, you want parasmani? Take it. Where is it? It's there near the garbage pit. See the dustbin there? It must be somewhere there lying there. Just go and take it. He went enthusiastically and then he just removed all the garbage like pigs do, crows do, right? He removed all the garbage and finally found one little parasmani. And he came to Sanatana Goswami. This is the money, right? Yeah, that is the money. I'm taking it. Yeah, take it. Really? Yeah, of course, take it. He just went. He got so much wealth because of the parasmani. Then this man thought, this sadhu must be having something more valuable than this parasmani. It's producing so much wealth, and he kept it in garbage pit. And when I said, I will take it, he said, you take it. Looks like he must be having something more valuable than this. I will just go and ask him that. He went back to Sanatana Goswami and said, give me, what is that more valuable thing than what you have given me before? He said, oh really? You want me to give something more valuable than this? I have, definitely. I will give you. But you have to throw this parasmani into Yamuna. Then this man said, oh, anyways, I'm going to get something more valuable than what I have now. Let me throw it. So he went and very honestly just threw very deep into the river. Not even in garbage pit, no. He cannot even again press Ctrl J and get it back. He will lose it forever. Once you throw something in a flowing river, it's impossible to find it back. He threw it. Then he came back. Just give me that more valuable thing that you have. Then Sanatana Goswami said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the most valuable money that I have. In comparison to this money, all other monies are useless. This is very sweet. It will give you the greatest benediction. Sarvaishwarya Pradam. Krishna Mantram can give you all Aishwaryas. Madhura Madhura Metan Mangalam Mangalanam Sakala Nigamavalli Satvalam Chitsmarupam Sakrdapi Parigitam Shraddhaya Helayava Bhruguvara Naramatram Tarayet Krishna Nama. Madhura Madhura Metan. Of all the sweetest things, the sweetest thing is holy name of Krishna. Mangalam Mangalanam. Of all the things that cause auspiciousness, the most auspicious thing is Krishna Nama. Sakala Nigamavalli Satvalam Chitsvarupam. You compare all the scriptures with a creeper, and the ripened fruit of that creeper is holy name of Krishna. Sakala Nigamavalli Satvalam Chitsvarupam Sakridapi Parigitam Shraddhaya Helayava. If you chant this holy name of Krishna even once, either with faith or even neglectfully, Bhruguvara Naramatram Tarayet Krishna Nama. This Krishna Nama can easily deliver it. That's why devotees value bhakti more than anything else. But if a devotee values something else more than bhakti, the Lord will take away that something else. That's what he did with Bali Maharaj, isn't it? That's why he is yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. Let me give you another contrasting example, story. Sudama Brahman. He had no wealth at all. His dhoti had 100 holes. He doesn't have even needle thread to stitch also. He's just putting a knot. He's so emaciated. Kuchailam malinam kshamam dvijam dhamani santatam. He is very emaciated. He had wife, he had children, he had a home which is very, very dilapidated and very poor person. One day his wife came to him and asked, my dear husband, why don't you go and beg some money from Krishna? He's your childhood friend. He's a Kshatriya. He's the king of Dwaraka. He's a prince of Dwaraka. He's Lakshmipati. He's the husband of goddess of fortune. Why can't you just go and beg some help? A Brahmana can take help from Kshatriya, no problem. A friend can take help from another friend. A poor man can beg from rich man. From all perspectives, you going to Krishna and asking for money is perfectly appropriate. Just go and get. Was she greedy for wealth? Absolutely not. The wife of Sudama was absolutely not greedy for wealth. She just could not see her husband starving. She wanted her husband to eat proper meal every day, but he did not have that meal. But Sudama was not agreeing. I am not going to beg Krishna. Forget Krishna. I am not going to beg anybody. I will live like this. If something comes to me on its own accord, then I will accept it. Otherwise, I will not go. This is Sudama's problem. Brahmanas are authorized to beg, but he is not begging. He was too attached to his detachment. Right? He was so absorbed in his so-called renounced spirit that he is not even begging for his own maintenance or maintenance of his family. Now Krishna has to purify him of that pride that he had in his renounced spirit. Sometimes even our devotion also can cause some, if it is immature devotion, it can cause some pride. Our knowledge can cause pride. Our vairagya, renunciation can cause pride. Bhakti, Gnana, vairagyas are supposed to destroy all our bad qualities like pride, illusion, envy, greed, etc. But sometimes Gnana and vairagya also can make one proud. In fact, Gnana and vairagya without bhakti will make one's heart very hard. Only knowledge, no devotion. Only renunciation, no devotion. People will become very hard-hearted. That's why we should not overly emphasize on knowledge or renunciation or austerity without bhakti. Bhakti is the basis. Bhakti also, in the neophyte stage, when somebody has some little devotion also, he will become proud. But a mature devotee, one who has mature devotion, is never proud. Yesterday we discussed elaborately on the concept or this principle of humility. So, Sudama had this pride. He was taking pride in his renounced spirit. He was attached to his detachment. And his wife's request is the beginning of his purification. He's supposed to be purified now. Bhagavatam speaks about so many unsung heroes. Everybody knows the glory of Dhruva Maharaj. His determination is glorified. But his bhakti began with his mother's instruction. She is not spoken about so much. Everybody knows Sudama's story. But how did he get purified? Because of his wife's request. Not many people know it. Everybody knows Kaliya's glories. Kaliya got the dust from the lotus feet of Krishna on his head. And Kaliya embraced Krishna for one muhurta. But finally, when did Krishna show mercy on Kaliya? Only when Nagapatnis came and offered prayers. Even when you get Krishna's dust from Krishna's lotus feet on your head, hundreds of times, even if you are bathed by Krishna's dust, even if you embrace Krishna for 48 minutes, without a devotee offering prayer to you, without a devotee showing mercy upon you, Krishna will not show mercy. Krishna gave dust freely, Krishna gave darshan freely, Krishna gave embrace freely, but Krishna did not give mercy freely. Only when Nagapatnis came and prayed for Kaliya Nag, then Krishna showed some mercy on Kaliya snake. Right? So coming back to Sudama's example, Sudama was hesitant to go. Finally, Sudama agreed to go. Why? Was he greedy for money? Being requested by his wife hundreds of times, did he become greedy for money? No. He wanted to please his wife. This is ideal household life. Wife requested husband to go and beg money from Krishna just because she desired his welfare. She wanted her to eat properly and be happy. And husband agreed to go to Krishna because he wanted to make her happy. That's all. There's no other reason. They wanted to please each other. Therefore, Sudama agreed to go. They both did not have any greed for wealth. And Sudama went to Krishna. On the way he was thinking, even before he went, he asked Sudama's wife, I am going to meet my friend after a long, long time. I need to give him a gift. Do we have anything in our home? Then she said, we have nothing in our home, practically nothing in our home. But I have an idea. So she went to nearby Brahmanas' homes and she begged some 4 handfuls of poha, flat rice, and tied them in a torn cloth. Now also Sudama did not go to beg poha. His wife went and begged and tied in a torn cloth and gave it to Sudama. This is the gift. See, Sudama, he's too attached to his detachment. Krishna is going to purify him now. And Sudama was thinking, he's a pure-hearted devotee. He's a very simple devotee and very great, exalted devotee, undoubtedly. Slight tinge of pride and little fanatically attached to his detached spirit. That's the only thing. He's not like Duryodhana. He's not proud like Duryodhana. Even though sometimes devotees exhibit some little pride here and there, ultimately they are devotees of Krishna. Krishna will forgive them. Krishna will purify them of that pride. Even Indra, he became proud so many times and Krishna purified him and forgave him. That's the power of bhakti. Although some anarthas pop up in devotees' minds once in a while, Krishna will purify them and he will retain the bhakti. So Sudama was thinking that, will I ever be allowed in Dwarka city at all? Seeing me in this beggar form, maybe Krishna's soldiers may throw me out. Even the gatekeepers may not even allow me to enter Dwarka city. At least if I get the darshan of Krishna from a distance, I'll be very fortunate. Anyways, I don't have any plan to ask him money because he is asking me to so many times. I'm going now, right? I don't have a plan to ask him money. Even though he went, he had no plan to ask money, no desire. And secondly, if I can manage to meet Krishna, I will give him this poha presentation. That's all. With this, with absolutely no expectations, he went. When we don't have expectations, we will not be frustrated. When we have expectations, undue expectations, inevitably we will get frustrated. But when we don't have expectations, even the slightest favor that we receive from others will make us so grateful. You want to be grateful or frustrated? You decide. All that happens by adjusting your expectations. If you regulate your expectations, you can be grateful for all the favors you received. But if you are overly, unduly having so many expectations from others, you will get frustrated inevitably. Anyways, without any expectations, with only slight expectation to see Krishna from a distance, far off, he went. But when he went to Dwaraka, nobody stopped him because all the soldiers and the citizens of Dwaraka were Bhagavat Anukula Shila. Bhagavat Anukula Shila means a character which is in compatibility with the Lord's mood. Bhagavat Pratikula Shila means a character or a disposition which is totally in incompatibility with the Lord's mood. But all the Dwarkavasis are very much in compatibility with the Lord's mood, and they thought that respecting Brahmanas is very dear to the Lord, therefore we will not obstruct any Brahmanas. However, the Brahmana may look like, we will give him entrance. So he went. There are 16,108 palaces, which palace he will go? He randomly entered one palace. That happened to be Rukmani Devi's palace. And he found Krishna there. Was it good luck? His luck, definitely. But if he had gone to Satyabhama's palace, will he not find Krishna there? If he had gone to Jambavati's palace, will he not find Krishna there? At that time, Krishna was in Rukmani's palace, right? Yes. What's your opinion? Will he find Krishna in Satyabhama's palace or not? At that time, Krishna was in Rukmani's palace.
Yes.
Yes. How?
Was he going to appear in many places?
Krishna expanded himself into 16,108 forms and stayed with 16,108 queens in 16,108 palaces. Every day morning, 16,108 Krishnas come out of 16,108 palaces. They merge into one Krishna. And that one Krishna will go to the Dwarka Assembly Hall, Sudharma Assembly Hall, to take care of that day's affairs. That's how Krishna is running the show to please his devotees. Of all the qualities of Krishna, unlimited qualities and activities of Krishna, the topmost quality of Krishna is his mood to please his devotees. And to please his devotees, he can expand into unlimited forms also. In Vrindavan Dham, Krishna is sitting right in the center of so many concentric circles of gopas. Hundreds and thousands of gopas were sitting around him. Krishna is in the middle, facing one direction. Few gopas are in front of him. And many gopas were behind him. Many gopas were on the left side of Krishna, right side of Krishna, and 10 meters away from Krishna, 20 meters away from Krishna. But every single gopa is getting this experience of seeing Krishna face to face, feeding Krishna with his own hands, and being fed by Krishna with his hands, and smiling at Krishna, and receiving the smiles of Krishna, nourishing oneself and bathing oneself by the smiles of Krishna. Krishna gives that experience to everybody. So Krishna is there in all the palaces of Dwarka. And Sudama randomly entered one palace that happened to be Rukmani Devi's palace. Nobody stopped Sudama. He's hesitantly going, slowly he's going. And Krishna was sitting on his couch while Rukmani Devi was doing so many services. Although she had hundreds of maid servants in her palace, well-furnished palace, she would personally wash Krishna's feet. She would personally put sandalwood pulp on Krishna. She would decorate Krishna. She would feed Krishna. She would cook for Krishna. She was serving Krishna. And Krishna saw, oh, Sudama is coming. He could recognize. Although he saw him as a child in Sandipuramani's Gurukul long ago, but still he could recognize. He got up from his couch, he ran towards Sudama, embraced him, and he treated Sudama as if he would treat his elder brother Balaram. And Sudama never expected this kind of reciprocation from Krishna. He was thinking that I may not even be allowed into Dwarka city, but he was allowed. He was thinking that I may not be able to see Krishna, but he saw. He thought that even if I can't see Krishna, I may see Krishna from a distance, but he got the hug of Krishna, not from a distance. You see? Kvaham daridraha papiyan pakrishnaha sriniketanah. Kvaham daridraha, I am a daridra, poverty stricken. Papi, I am a sinful person. Kva Krishnaha sriniketanah, where is Krishna, who is the residence of goddess of fortune? Brahma bandhur itismakam bahubhyam parirambhitaha. I am a Brahma bandhu. I am not a bona fide Brahmana. I am not a qualified Brahmana. But bahubhyam parirambhitaha. Krishna embraced me with his own arms. What a great fortune. He is grateful to Krishna. He was not thinking, I deserve it. Of course, I am the childhood friend of Krishna. I deserve this treatment. I am different from all other Brahmanas. Sometimes when we are little close to a celebrity, or sometimes when we are little close to someone who is great, we become overly familiar with them and we think that we deserve their attention, we deserve their time, we deserve their blessings or whatever. So when we think we deserve it, we cannot be grateful for what we receive. This sense of entitlement will destroy our gratitude. When you think you deserve something, I'm entitled to this privilege. I'm entitled to receive this kind of treatment. People should respect me like this. You cannot be grateful for what we receive. The sense of entitlement and sense of gratitude are completely opposite to each other. Sudama Brahman did not have any sense of entitlement. He was only grateful. He's a beggar. But Krishna received him, made him sit on his personal couch. He started washing his feet. He offered dhupa, deepa, naivedya, arghya, padya. And he is offering chamar, and Rukmani Devi is offering chamar. Seeing this kind of loving reciprocation between Krishna and Sudama, all the palace residents were getting surprised, and Krishna was having tears in his eyes. Have you seen that painting where Krishna had tears in his eyes? It's not just a formal reception given by a Kshatriya householder to a Brahmana. It is a loving reciprocation. There is a difference between formality and love. Just as a formality can receive a Brahmana or some guest, and speak some welcome words. But more than formalities, genuine emotion, genuine love, genuine affection. Sudama had that. Krishna had that towards Sudama. And Sudama was sitting there uncomfortably, and Krishna washed his feet, sat next to him, and asked, "My dear friend, looks like you got married after you passed away from Gurukul. How is your household life going on? How are your family members?" And he asked so many things. He also asked, "Do you remember, do you recollect how we spent time in our Gurukul? Do you remember once our Guru Mata had sent us to the forest to collect firewood, and we collected firewood, we got stuck in a big storm and flood waters, and we were holding on each other's hand," and so many things he was saying. And he did not even say, "Sudama, your dhoti is torn, can I give you new dhoti?" He fed him some little prasad, definitely, but he is not, he's only giving dhupa, deepa, naivedya, arghya, padya, but he's not giving in 1 rupee coin also. Right? No wealth is given, no dhoti is given, nothing is given in his hand. He's only asking questions. He's only washing feet. Washing feet, okay, where is give me some wealth, give me something to carry. Sudama was not complaining. He's just silently keeping quiet, just feeling little embarrassed and awkward amidst so many big royal people. And Krishna did not give him anything. On top of it, Krishna said, "Sudama, you are meeting me after a long time. Did you get any presentation for me? Did you get any gift for me? What did you get for me?" Sudama is, "I didn't get anything for you." He's hiding his pouch of, what is that? Poha. He was not thinking that, anyways, Krishna is not giving me anything. At least I can eat this poha in my return journey. He was not thinking like that. He was only thinking that this hard, flat rice, dry rice, is not a proper offering to Krishna. Where is Krishna? Such an opulent person. I think I should not give this. So he was feeling ashamed. He was feeling very awkward and embarrassed to offer this. So he was hiding it. But Krishna was forcefully asking, "Give me, give me." He just took it from Sudama, forcefully. And he took one morsel of rice and then ate it. He said, "This is nectarian." He was about to take one more morsel. It's a long story. To cut it short, Rukmini Devi came and said, "Stop, you cannot eat more." Why? She had 3 reasons. One reason is, "Krishna, if you eat everything, what will I eat? What will my co-wives eat? What will 16,108 wives eat? I'm not sure whether 60,108 grains are there." In 4 morsels, poha, how many grains are there? Can anyone count? Definitely not 16,108. I think so. What will my co-wives eat? Just keep it for us. First reason. Second reason, just by accepting one morsel of poha from Sudama, you have bestowed him unlimited wealth. If you take something more, I will have to go as his maid servant. I don't want to. I don't want to leave Dwarka and go to him. The third reason, no, this hard, flat, dry rice will upset your stomach. Your tender stomach will be upset by eating this, don't eat it. Like that, she had 3 reasons to stop Krishna. She stopped Krishna. And Krishna spent a lot of time with Sudama. So many things happened. They were recollecting all the past incidents in the school days. And Krishna allowed him to sleep for a day, for a night, or that night. He gave accommodation. He gave prasadam. He didn't give anything more than that. Next day morning, bye, Sudama. Okay. Sudama came out of the palace and he was going to his home. On the way, he was thinking, Krishna did not give me anything. Probably he thought that if he gives me something, I will become proud of my wealth. Therefore, he did not give me anything. Now also he is attached to his detachment. Right? He was thinking that having wealth will make him proud. Unconsciously, he was already proud because of lack of wealth. Okay. When a devotee is proud of his wealth, Krishna will take away the wealth and make him humble. When a devotee is proud of his poverty, Krishna will give him wealth and make him humble. That is Krishna style. Right? You should do the opposite. And somebody is overexcited, you say, hey, calm down, cool down. And somebody is very silent, sitting in one corner, please speak something. Right? That's how life is. Right? So Sudama was proud of his poverty, Krishna gave him wealth. But Sudama did not know it. Sudama did not know it at all. That day morning, Sudama started from Krishna's palace. And Sudama's wife got up from her sleep in the morning. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in a big, lavish palace, well-furnished palace. She thought, where am I? Where am I? Did I come to some other planet? But she was bewildered only for one moment. Within the next moment, she thought, oh, my husband went to Krishna and Krishna bestowed all this opulence to my husband. She could understand. She was the cause of Sudama receiving Krishna's mercy, and that mercy was revealed to her before even Sudama could understand it. You see, that is the speciality of unsung heroes in Srimad Bhagavatam. She is the cause of his purification. Anyway, Sudama reached home thinking like this, and he was also feeling grateful. Oh, Krishna treated me like his elder brother. He's so personal with me. He's so grateful to me. And I'm very grateful for this darshan. So with this contemplation, he came to the home. Then in the place of his hut, he found a big palace. And he was bewildered for a moment. But very soon, his wife came like a well-decorated queen, accompanied her children, who were like royal princes, and Sudama was welcomed there. Then Sudama understood Krishna has bestowed this palace upon me. And he accepted the wealth. He was humbled. And although he received so much wealth, now he is showing true detachment. Till now he was detached with pride, but now he is really detached. Now he is detached from his proud conception of being a poverty-stricken person. Right? So he became truly humble and he chanted holy names of Krishna. He did Shravanam and Kirtanam and he perfected his life. He went back to Godhead also. But I have something to share at the end to conclude the pastime. Why did Krishna not reveal to Sudama that he was giving him wealth? He could have said, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you anything because you're very thin. If I give you, you will not be able to carry. At least you should have said something. You should have arranged a chariot. Nothing. He just sent Sudama back to his home the way he has come to his palace. Why did Krishna not mention that he was giving palace like Indra's palace, opulence like Indra's opulence to Sudama? Any guesses?
To show how great Sudama is, even though as he was going back, he was thinking that even if I didn't get, Krishna did not give me anything. If he would have given me, I would have been carried away.
Yeah.
He was not thinking that, oh, I traveled so much, but in return, Krishna did not give me anything.
He was not disappointed. He was still grateful. That's a wonderful answer. Definitely Krishna revealed Sudama's glorious qualities through his contemplation on the way back. Any other reasons?
Krishna may have worried that if I reveal all this wealth, his attitude or his nature may change. He was enjoying that nature.
Okay, good. He's enjoying that nature. Very good. Yes, Prabhu. Suspense.
Sudama may not go back to his home, thinking that I don't want to go to this great palace. I just stay.
Oh, very thoughtful answer. Okay, any other answer? Yes, Prabhu.
If Krishna reveals that to Sudama, then it appears that Krishna is superior to Sudama. He doesn't want.
Oh, very good. We are friends.
Yeah.
Nice perspective. Anything, kids? Okay, adults?
He has Sudama has so much pride that he doesn't want to beg anybody.
Mm.
So
Even if he gives a check, he will not take it.
Maybe Krishna doesn't want to give something and make him like, a person taking from Krishna.
He's protecting his quote-unquote ego.
Sudama gave something which he did not have. He borrowed from something. So
Yeah.
So
We are now close to what Acharya say. Yes, Mataji.
If he had given or shared with Sudama, it might have become a legal transaction. Up until now, it's been a very pure, loving friendship relationship.
That's a
But
very
once he
good
gives
perspective.
something, then
I'm learning a lot from all of you.
He didn't even ask. Yeah, Sudama
He didn't even ask. Correct. Yeah, in this context, as per Mataji's point, for a selfish person, every interaction is a transaction. But for a selfless person, every interaction is an opportunity to serve. That's just some reflection on what Mataji said. But the real reason is Krishna felt ashamed. Krishna felt embarrassed. Krishna felt so awkward. Why? As Prabhu said, Sudama did not have the ability to offer me even a handful of poha. But still he did that. He got, through his wife, he got some charity. He wanted to offer me something, although he did not have anything. His offering that he made to me was beyond his capacity. To properly reciprocate with what he has given me, I must give him something beyond my capacity. He offered me something which is beyond his capacity. I should offer him something which is beyond my capacity. And it was beyond Krishna's capacity to go beyond his capacity. Because there was nothing beyond his capacity. Is there anything that is beyond Krishna's capacity to do? Everything is within his capacity. So he said, in my entire lifetime, I may not be able to sufficiently reciprocate with Sudama. Where will Krishna borrow something from? Oh, he begged something and got for me. I should also beg something from someone. When you beg something from someone, that means that something does not belong to you. You don't have it, and you acquired it for someone. What does Krishna not have? What can he acquire from somebody? Even goddess of fortune is his wife, his property. So there is nothing beyond Krishna's capacity. But to properly reciprocate with Sudama's love and affection and service, Krishna must go beyond his capacity, which was beyond his capacity. Therefore, Krishna felt very ashamed, very awkward, very embarrassed. No, I'm giving him little Indra's palace. This is nothing. When you offer some charity to somebody or give some donation to the deities or a temple construction or whatever, when you're offering something very meager because of lack of capacity, you would say it's very small, I won't be able to offer so much. You feel a little uncomfortable, especially when others are able to offer so many things. Especially when the other person has given you so much thing, and you are unable to reciprocate with it. You feel very awkward, right? Oh, he did so much service to me, I'm unable to do anything for that person. That's the feeling of Krishna. Now empathize with Krishna, sympathize with Krishna, show some kindness on Krishna. Krishna is feeling very ashamed. I cannot sufficiently reciprocate with his love, with his service attitude. So he secretly gave. Don't announce my name anywhere. So I'm just writing this. Please take this much. I only have this much. Please take this. Secretly, I'm just offering it to you. Those offerings are very genuine. If somebody has great capacity to offer, he is proudly offering it. Take this. Check. Take whatever you want. I'm giving you. But somebody does not have much. I have only this much. Please take. Sometimes grandmothers give. When I was studying in college, or I think I got a job also by that time, I went to my grandmother. With so much love and affection, she just took her clothes. And grandmothers would just tie something in their cloth like this. She opened it, took out 10 rupees, and then gave me. I'm unable to give. Hid it in my hands, and then closed my hands also. Please take it. I'm unable to give anything. So in that 10 rupees is more valuable than $10,000 because it's coming out of. That's what she had, nothing else. Whatever she had, she gave. That's more valuable than a person who is extremely wealthy,
offering so much of money. Actually, it's not the thing, but the thought that counts. Nobody is impressed by the magnitude of your offerings, but people are impressed by the attitude of your offering. With what mood have you given? With what intention have you given? Somebody goes to a wealthy donor, and the wealthy donor is giving so much. Take this, $100,000. He has so many thousands and billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and just giving only 100,000. Kanjusi admi, miser admi. We may think like that. But if a poor person is giving 5 rupee note, that also is like quite torn offering. Then you value it. This is all I have. They say. So that's is the situation of Krishna. Krishna is due that position now. And that's what he told the gopis of Vrindavan also. He told the gopis of Vrindavan, Naparayeham niravadya samvitam. Even if you give me one full lifetime of Brahma, I won't be able to repay the debt that I owe you. How much service you have done to me, how much sacrifice you have done to me. You have left everything for my sake. And I don't have the ability to offer you anything in return. He said, I'm totally bankrupt in repaying your debt. Generally, when you are indebted to somebody, some kind of tenure is set. You clear this loan in 1 year or 2 years or 10 years, EMI. But Krishna says, even if I have very big EMI, even if you give me some tenure of one lifetime of Brahma, I won't be able to repay you. I cannot. This is how Krishna becomes indebted to the service rendered by his sincere devotees. On one level, you see Sudama was proud of his detachment and Krishna is purifying him. From another level, see how much devotion Sudama had. So Krishna purifies a devotee with a slight tinge of shortcomings or anartha he may have, but Krishna doesn't ignore or discount all the glorious aspects of their character. Right? That is Krishna's speciality. Anyways, that's how Krishna is yoga-kṣhemaṁ vahāmyaham. Krishna takes care of a devotee by supplying whatever the devotee needs and by preserving whatever the devotees have, provided if that is favorable for their advancement in bhakti. If what a devotee has is unfavorable for advancement in bhakti, Krishna will take it away and he will not keep it with them. What's the time now?
8:46.
Hare Krishna. We will stop here. Gratharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tomorrow early morning I am leaving to Portland, and I'm very happy and grateful for getting this opportunity to be with you last 3-4 days in ISKCON Columbus, and I'm very, very thankful for all the love and affection that you showered upon me, although I don't deserve. I also feel like vahāmyaham daridraha papiyan but Krishna Sriniketane. What did I do that devotees are showering so much of love and affection on me here? But I'm very grateful and feel blessed to get your association, to get your love and affection. Although this venue is little far, many devotees have come from faraway distances, including little kids who are also attending all the classes regularly. Thank you so much. And if I have caused any inconvenience to you in the last 3 days, kindly forgive me. And if you are pleased with my service in even slightly, please bless me and pray for me. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for coming every year to Columbus and enlightening on very, very important aspects of the devotional service. And after this lecture, I felt like as Krishna gave Sudama whatever he lacked and preserved whatever I have, I also felt like maybe even in devotion, I don't know, I can't say for everyone, but I can say whatever I don't have it, the humility or whatever I don't have it, with your discourses, I can definitely say that you give it to me. So with your nectarian lectures, definitely you enlightened us. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for coming to Columbus and giving your association year after year. We look forward to seeing you next year as well.
Yes. As well.
Cincinnati, yes. So yeah, I went to Sadhu Sangha. There are almost 20 devotees came to Sadhu Sangha. Everyone who saw me, they were asking, "Don't forget, you will send Gauranga Krishna to Cincinnati next year." Everyone, every day, everyone they keep on asking. So yes, Vishnu Prabhu got some books in the back. So Prabhu wrote a new book, The Mindful Me. You want to give some? Yes, we have Bhagavatam tales for the kids, and there's one new book, The Mindful Me. Yes, Prabhu. So, you want to give any introduction about the Mindful Me?
These are all intriguing.
Yes. So, if anyone interested, please take the book. Prabhu can sign the books for you. Now? Yes.
Donation? Yeah.
Donation.
Something I asked as well too. These are scholastic books.
Yes.
I would encourage everybody to call the library.
Yes.
And say, hey, do you have this book? Keep pestering. Everybody, all the devotees, that's the way that we can get these books in the public library.
Exactly. So me and Vishnu Prabhu, that's what we are thinking, because scholastic means whenever the kids go to school, at the end of the week they send with the pamphlet with all the books they need to order. So we also thinking get more books and distribute to the libraries and initiative. And so Prabhu also trying to initiate you to print the books in US itself. As you know, the scholastic is widely in the US, so Prabhu also trying to do that endeavor so that if you are fortunate enough, if they are great, then we can print the books here and we can distribute to the libraries as well. So we can all say big Hari Bol to Gauranga Krishna Prabhu for next year.